In a closed room, far from the sound of artillery, two men sit in silence. Between them lies a war, not of bullets, but of stories. One says it was necessary, the other says it was inevitable. Both claim defense, both deny aggression. And somewhere between these two versions, cities burn, borders collapse, and millions pay the price. This is not a story about who speaks louder. It is a story about who convinces you. Tonight, you are not a spectator. You are the judge. They say it was not a choice. It was a reaction, a threat growing quietly, measured in meetings, analyzed on screens, and discussed behind closed doors. Borders, they argue, are not just lines. They are warnings. And when warnings are ignored, inaction becomes a decision of its own. From this perspective, waiting wasn't restraint. It was surrender. What followed, they insist, wasn't aggression, but prevention. A move taken before the threat could move first. They called it security. The other side called it a choice. A country does not become a threat because it wants to decide for itself. Borders are not weapons. They are homes, roads, and cities. Waiting was not weakness. It was hope. Hope that agreement still mattered. Hope that words would come before force. What followed was not prevention. It was interruption. An interruption of lives, of plans, of ordinary days. And when a choice is taken away, everything else changes. That was one argument, one way to explain what happened. But it was not the only one. There was another question, less about the action itself, and more about how it was judged. What is called aggression here was called humanitarian intervention elsewhere. The actions were similar, the consequences were similar, only the language changed. When some cross borders, it is described as protection. When others do the same, it becomes a crime. Cities were bombed before. Governments were replaced before. All in the name of stability. All in the name of security. The difference, they argue, is not in the act, but in who commits it. And if rules apply only to some, then they are not rules. They are tools. Past actions do not create new rights. A wrong does not become legal because it happened before. While comparisons are made, the cost is paid. By cities that did not choose war. By people who were never asked. And force was not the first answer. It was the fastest one, chosen before other paths were finished. That argument questioned the rules. Who writes them? Who applies them? And who is protected by them? But beyond rules and labels, there was another claim. One that shifted the focus away from words and toward involvement. This was not a local war. From the beginning, it was shaped by forces far beyond Ukraine's borders. The scale of weapons, the speed of delivery, and the coordination across continents. They revealed something else. This was not assistance. It was participation. Missiles did not arrive randomly. They arrived in waves. Training did not happen spontaneously. It happened in bases outside the country. Intelligence was not delayed. It was real time. The United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, NATO allies, different flags, one battlefield. Ukraine did not fight with what it had. It fought with what it was given. And what was given was not limited to defense. These are not supplies. These are capabilities. And capabilities shape decisions. Enough support to continue, not enough to conclude. Support does not start wars. Decisions do. Weapons arrive after a choice is made, not before it. No amount of assistance creates a conflict on its own. A war begins when a border is crossed. Everything that follows that moment. Support may shape how a war is fought, but it doesn't explain why it began. Cause comes before involvement, and responsibility comes before complexity. This film did not give answers. It presented arguments. One war, different positions, each claiming logic, each claiming necessity. But logic does not erase consequence, and explanation is not judgment. Tonight, you heard the case. The verdict was never ours. It is yours.